Pretty Woman, 1990, wasn't just a movie.
Yeah, my office, yeah.
It defined romantic comedies.
I'm not wearing pantyhose.
A modern Cinderella tale with unforgettable moments, iconic fashion, and a cast that stole hearts around the world. Ever wondered what happened after the fairy tale ended? Today, we reveal the untold journeys and stunning transformations of the stars behind Pretty Woman then and now. Number 1. Julia Roberts as Vivian Ward. Vivian Ward wasn't your typical fairy tale princess. She was bold, street-smart, and unfiltered, with a heart full of hope. And Julia Roberts? She didn't just play Vivian, she became her. Before Pretty Woman, Julia was still relatively unknown. But the moment she stepped into those thigh-high boots and flashed that megawatt smile, a star was born. Did you know that Julia wasn't even the first pick for the role? Actresses like Diane Lane, Meg Ryan, and Sandra Bullock all turned it down. And when Julia got the part, the original script had a much darker ending. Vivian was left alone, and Edward drove off. No limo, no rescue. But Julia's warmth changed everything. The ending was rewritten, and the rest is movie history. The film earned her an Academy Award nomination and catapulted her into superstardom. She became America's sweetheart and stayed there. Fast forward to today, Julia Roberts is still one of Hollywood's most beloved actresses. She won an Oscar for Erin Brockovich, starred in dozens of box office hits, and most recently wowed audiences in the Netflix thriller Leave the World Behind, but beyond the screen. Julie is also a dedicated mom of 3, married to cinematographer Danny Moder, and lives a quieter life out of the spotlight. She's known for turning down roles just to spend more time with her family, a rare move in Hollywood. That smile? Still just as radiant. That spirit? Just as fierce. From street corners to the silver screen, Julia Roberts' journey is nothing short of legendary. Number 2. Richard Gere as Edward Lewis. Edward Lewis wasn't the typical Prince Charming. He was cold, calculated, and all business. But behind that steely gaze was a man learning how to feel again. Richard Gere brought a quiet intensity to the role, balancing charm and vulnerability. And believe it or not, he almost passed on it. It wasn't until Julia Roberts slipped him a handwritten note during a casting meeting, with just 3 words, "Please say yes," that he agreed to take the role. That note changed film history. Together, Richard and Julia created electric on-screen chemistry. Edward and Vivian became the couple everyone rooted for, against all odds. Fast forward to today, Richard Gere is now a legend in his own right. After Pretty Woman, he went on to star in Runaway Bride, Primal Fear, Chicago, and so many more. In recent years, Richard has chosen a quieter life, focusing more on humanitarian work than Hollywood lights. He's a strong advocate for Tibetan rights, close to the Dalai Lama, and deeply involved in charitable causes across the globe. He married Spanish publicist Alejandra Silva, and the couple has 2 children together. Now in his 70s, Richard still acts occasionally, most recently appearing in the romantic comedy Maybe I Do. Elegant, spiritual, and grounded, Richard Gere has lived a life full of both passion and purpose. Number 3. Laura Giacomo as Kit DeLuca. Every leading lady needs a sidekick, and Vivian had Kit, her bold, brash, and hilarious best friend. Laura Sanjakamo brought Kit DeLuca to life with sharp wit and unexpected warmth. She wasn't just comic relief, she added depth and grit to the story, showing another side of life on Hollywood Boulevard. Laura had already gained critical acclaim in Love, Lies, and Videotape before Pretty Woman, but her role as Kit became one of her most recognized performances. And here's a little nugget. Much of her sassier dialogue, improvised on set. Fast forward to today, Laura Sanjakamo transitioned gracefully into television. She starred in the long-running sitcom Just Shoot Me, and later appeared in shows like Saving Grace and NCIS. Beyond acting, Laura has become a passionate advocate for disability rights. Her son, Mason, was born with cerebral palsy, and since then, she's used her platform to support inclusion in schools and medical research. She's kept a low public profile but continues to act selectively, always choosing roles with meaning. Kit may have been wild, but Laura's real-life story is one of quiet strength and unwavering love. Number 4. Ectctor Alzando as Barney Thompson. Ah, Barney. The kind, polished, and surprisingly warm-hearted hotel manager who helps Vivian navigate a world that wasn't built for her. Ectctor Alzando's role as Barney was subtle but powerful. He wasn't just a background character. He was the bridge between Vivian and the world she was stepping into. And get this, that gentleness was Ector's own touch. The original script had Barney as cold and distant, but Ector pushed for kindness and dignity, and it completely transformed the tone of the film. Fast forward to today, now in his late 80s, Ectctor Alzando is still the definition of class. He's worked on dozens of Gary Marshall films, from The Princess Diaries to Valentine's Day. Recently, he's been seen in TV shows like Last Man, Standing, and Be Positive, where he continues to shine with that same dignified presence. He's lived a low-drama, high-respect life in Hollywood, married to the same woman for decades, and beloved by everyone who's worked with him. Some actors play gentlemen. Ector is one. Number 5. Jason Alexander as Philip Stuckey, and now, the villain you love to hate. He played Philip Stuckey, Edward's sleazy lawyer who crossed every line. It's a credit to Jason's acting that audiences really disliked Stuckey, and yet, it was one of his breakout roles. Here's the twist. Jason is the exact opposite of the character he played. Friendly, funny, and full of charm. Right after Pretty Woman, he went on to land one of TV's most iconic roles, George Costanza on Seinfeld. Talk about range. Fast forward to today, Jason Alexander remains active in film, television, and theater. He's done voiceover work in animated classics like Duckman, appeared in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and continues to perform on stage, his true first love. He's also an outspoken advocate for mental health, education, and political causes, always using his voice for good. Philip may have been selfish and scheming, but Jason is thoughtful, generous, and genuinely funny. The cast of Pretty Woman didn't just entertain us, they inspired us. From Julia's iconic laugh to Richard's quiet strength, from Laura's fierce advocacy to Ector's gentle grace, and Jason's unexpected comedic legacy. This cast left more than footprints on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. They left a mark on our hearts. And all these years later, Pretty Woman is still teaching us that no matter where you start, everyone deserves a fairy tale ending. What's your favorite moment from Pretty Woman? Let us know in the comments. And if you love this nostalgic journey, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more stories about iconic casts then and now.